there's obviously so many ways you can look at this from different perspectives, whether or not this was handled the right way or the wrong way, or how it could have unfolded. Unfortunately, here we are in a really bad situation now where we're being told, at least, that people have been hurt. We've seen fireworks being thrown at people. We've seen, tear gas or bear spray. We're not even certain yet, being lodged at people. Things being thrown at people. It's, feels very like Lord of the Flies in here. There's no real enforcement of any laws. It's just kind of everybody's doing whatever they want. We're just lucky that it's not, frankly, worse than it is. More of our fans coming by.
He's comparing this to George Floyd's protests.
Yeah.
And Tom, you made a point earlier as to why police may have thought, their presence would, incite more.
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know if that was police or protesters down there. But, and Des, you talked earlier about the 50 officers who were possibly responding to the scene. When we showed that shot, that staging area, it was dark there, but probably a dozen officers, witnessed down there. But the possibility, could we be waiting on more officers to come? Because this is a big group here on this campus tonight.
Yes, I would imagine that, LAPD, they almost at this point would have to be responding with like tactical SWAT gear, a Bearcat, riot gear, ballistic shields, all of those things to come in and break this up. We had a decent little lull in there, which would have been, if they were here, would have been a great time for LAPD to come in and just get between these two groups of people. And now, after a little bit of a break, now they're getting right up in the encampment again. The strobes, the lights, the pictures, whatever videos they're going to be, probably posting to tell their side of this story. We saw a 2x4 being thrown in there as well. That could seriously hurt someone. More objects being thrown there. So still not seeing this law enforcement, at all. And I have to think that part of it has got to be a byproduct of the attitudes that we've seen, frankly, to law enforcement, not just on years, but also in the greater LA area. We have talked about many times how much of a microscope LAPD has been under for the last 4 or 5 years, and we've seen some of the repercussions or reactions to that with the way that they have changed different policies regarding how they handle protests, regarding how they handle pursuits. And this may be an unfortunate byproduct of all of that, and why we haven't seen LAPD responding. We know that whereas USC called them in immediately, UCLA had no interest in that. They wanted to allow this protest to go on for quite some time, although it sounds like they are now, changing their tune on that. But now here we go. It opens you up to a situation of total bedlam and anarchy like we're seeing right now. A lot of these people, let's hope that they have gotten out their destructive energy. It looks like people are beginning to leave, but we said that before, and then they came back for another round of violence. So we'll see. Yeah,
I was just looking at there are a lot of cones there. I said, well, did they place them there? I think thankfully didn't see anybody pick one up and head back toward the encampment. But you do wonder. I noticed a number of them running. There was a crowd of people running, and I thought maybe police were on their way, or they could see them on campus. But I guess that wasn't the case. But in something like this, you've got, several things going on, or several crowds that police have to be responsible for, or would have to look out for. They seem to be spread out.
Yep. I just really wish that we would see some authority moving into address all of this as I just widen out, and we're just not seeing it now. So this has been, you know, close to 2 hours now that this has been going on, totally unchecked. Back over on this side, you know, you've got a bunch of people just outside of the encampment watching from a very safe distance. We saw big groups of students watching all of this unfold over here on the sides, and it's just a very sad day for UCLA.